Spiritual Living Meditation Time. My name is Nancy Woods, and I'm the assistant minister here. And thank you for joining me on this pre-New Year's event. We're going into our last day for this exciting year. So I think it's a wonderful time to join each other in letting go and centering ourselves and to focus on where we want to be. So we begin each and every service here at this center with a process we call lighting the flames of faith, a call to service. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unified nature of religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. And the first candle we have lit is for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and practice of all indigenous people, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism. Excuse me. Honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God. I read that one. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And we light the 10th candle for those who are as yet unaware of spirit in their lives, and for the space we hold them in our hearts, and it's the center. And we light the healing candle. And as we light the healing candle, please put into this aloud, or anyone that you know, especially the people in these days that are struggling with some of them I had challenged with the COVID pandemic. Put them silently into the healing light so that they may be experiencing the healing flame of God's eternal love.
I'm thankful, so grateful. I'm one with the Spirit all around me. I'm thankful, so grateful. I trust in God. I surrender. I'm one with the Spirit surrender, I surrender, I trust in God.
As we surrender to that divine presence that has been our consciousness and our awareness of that presence within us, and place our trust in that awareness and that understanding that it is that which brings forth the power, the love, the joy, and the peace for all of us. So as we recognize ourselves as avenues through which the spiritual presence of life is coming into expression, we can joyfully and harmoniously allow ourselves to surrender. Surrender to the heart that is within each one of us. That heart that knows and understands that Spirit is always given to us by giving through us. Surrender to the idea, this infinite intelligence, this that is able to do such wondrous things as bring a sun that willingly warms us. That brings the rain that nurtures the soil and the trees and the plants. That brings the understanding and awareness of life into expression in each person. This is what we're surrendering to. As we allow this presence to be the power, the energy, the essence of what comes forth in our thoughts, our words, our whole feeling of being alive, is based in this presence. And it is that which is in existence. So as I surrender to this, I surrender to the idea and the awareness that this presence is forever teaching and guiding us, that we may enjoy and experience a greater expression of life. And it is offered to all of us. So it's with this in mind and this understanding and awareness that we choose to have this experience this evening together. And it's with true gratitude that I thank the spiritual presence for allowing me this opportunity to enjoy its presence with you, with each person that has joined me this evening. And even if you join later, this is a blessing, and I'm grateful for it. And I am acknowledging and embracing this law that is able to bring forth the words that create the mold of what our focus is. And it manifests. This is where the work is done, in the presence of the divine. So we let it be. And release it into that law that we have acknowledged and embraced. And together, I welcome each one of you to know these truths with me as we say, and so it is. Good evening. This is a wonderful time to meditate together. And I was very grateful for Reverend Mike to give me this opportunity. Because what I experience here and what I experience in this center is a greater sense of the divine presence. And I feel like when I'm given these opportunities to share that presence, somehow here I'm able to release more of the external influence and allow that spirit within to just flow forth in the words, the thoughts, the energy, the feeling, whatever comes forth. Here I know and I can relax in the idea that that divine presence that is the essence of our being is able to come forth according to how we trust it. And we trust it to express. We trust it to guide us. Trust it to lead us into the path that brings forth a greater expression of newness in expressing life. And when I recognize that, it helps me kind of let go of trying to take what has happened and make it into something in the present. It allows me to just kind of open up to where my heart is and my mind is for the current presence. So, what I wanted to share and talk about this week was not necessarily that, but what I wanted to share was that this event that has taken place in the last 9 months, this unfoldment, this pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, has given us an opportunity to spend a lot of time with ourselves. And sometimes that's very pleasant, and sometimes that can be a little boring, and sometimes it can be very nurturing. And one of the things that I have experienced, I'm experiencing a lot of my friends from across the country and my family that I don't normally even contact. And some of the things that have come forth from them and through them has helped me experience what I'm experiencing at home. And one of the things that I wanted to share was to see how it has brought me to a place where I can see where there are different paths of spirituality that a lot of us are traveling. And they are on their path, I'm on my path, and all of us are on these paths. And what I've learned is that each path has its nuggets if we faithfully focus on the Spirit itself and utilizing that path to guide us on that focusing, that usually the richness of that individual path comes forth through that person. And I've experienced some really profound nuggets of awareness from people on traveling different paths. And I've listened to quite a few people on YouTube, which I would have probably never spent time listening to, because someone suggested this person or someone suggested this author. So I listened to these people, and I'm listening to these different approaches to spirit itself. And what I find is that each person that is truly on a spiritual path brings forth something in the way they express their belief system. And I realized that it's kind of like that feeling and that awareness that's behind what they're doing. So it really made me understand and look at the feeling behind what we are going through when we're on the spiritual path. And a lot of the teachers that I have studied over the years have taught us that foundation of feeling, that sense of awareness and trust in that feeling is the basis where it takes us forward in that experience. But also, wherever we are focusing our minds, however we are focusing our minds, is what actually ends up materializing, manifesting, or showing up as our life experience. And so it brings about an awareness of how important it is to actually spend some time with the material that you are drawn to, or with the having conversations about spirituality, or having conversations about its presence in some form, and not necessary from a religious perspective, but from a loving, open, receptive perspective. And it will match us in the feeling that we arrive at. One of the things that I have a friend that we were talking about healing, and one of my friends was talking about they use their hands for healing. Another one was talking about they just surrender their consciousness to that place for healing. And so we have been doing this exchange system, and we've had some very interesting, very beautiful results. And it has reinforced my understanding and my awareness that Spirit is really always waiting for us just to open up to it and allow it to come through. And for us to get hung up on whether someone is doing it a certain way or have a certain pattern of behavior, actually all it does is take us out of alignment with our own spirit. Because if we stay within the alignment of our spiritual presence, I'm finding that if I can stay in alignment, that I can pick up the understanding and awareness that has been offered by the other person. Really helps me understand how to see that, as I was saying a while back, this duality thing of different ways things have been doing that's on this plane. If we would release the judgment and open ourselves up to the fruit of what that particular expression is offering, that we can see that there are many ways and many avenues and many paths. And it takes us out of that judgment. And also, we recognize that each person has this within them. So when you're getting in touch within ourselves, it somehow brings us to that understanding that each one of us is coming from an individualized expression of spirit itself. So I wanted to spend this evening doing a meditation with each one of you. But I wanted us to allow ourselves to turn our energy towards our hearts and just be receptive to the feeling that we find there. Because that feeling that we find within ourselves is that which will guide us to accept what's in front of us, because then we see the truth in a greater light. So it's worth the time and energy that we can spend going within and focusing on the divine presence within ourselves that allows us to have a greater connection. And I'm saying this from a place of this being my experience and this being some of the information that I've gathered from the people that I have shared this spiritual journey with. And even there's, her name is Carolyn Mays. She's written a couple of books about the archetype and stuff. So she has this regular things that she started putting on because of the COVID-19, and she gives these spiritual explanations on a regular basis. And she said something that was really powerful back in the summer. So I've been listening to her off and on for this whole 9 months. And one of the things that she said is that that we eat and focus on where we could go, what we're going to do, how we're going to step out of this. Focus forward instead of moaning and groaning about going back to the way it was and fix it the way it was. How can we step forward in this experience? What can we create out of it? What can we gain from it? Where can we go? What can we develop? And I know a lot of people have actually come up with a whole new business and expanded their business because of this experience. But if we do that, she said, we would probably find a lot more harmony and peace, because the newness of the universe is always unfolded and developing. And the greatest way that we can experience is through our own energy. So that's why I want us to kind of do our meditation and going within, focusing within our heart's energy, and just be open and receptive to what the energy or the sense or the feeling that your heart offers you. And see where we can go tonight with that. And I know that when we unite in this type of experience, I know the power is great. It's tremendous. And that's why I love this opportunity to do this. The Spirit has so much to offer us. So let's just get comfortable. And let's see if I can guide us into this. And whatever it's comfortable, get yourself comfortable. Make sure your back is supported. Just relax into the moment. And kind of know that you're willing, that we are willing to allow the spiritual presence to flow through us, as us, and for us. So just make sure your body, start with your feet and just sense everything just relaxing and giving away. And that's one of the things I used to teach my patients. They want to know real relaxation. If you take your body, just think of it and tense it as tight as you can, all the way from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. Just tense it and then let go. That's relaxation. And the other thing is take a deep breath and then release it. Since we relax, we're letting go of the day, the past. We're totally moving into this moment fully and completely. And let's take another deep breath. Accepting the Spirit. And let go and surrender totally to its presence. And let go. Let go. Allow yourself to truly let go. Let go of all. Allow your face to relax too. Your jaw. And in this state of relaxation, if your breath goes in, just follow it. Follow it into your heart. And you see yourself and your thoughts totally turn towards that heart center. We are allowing our heart's desires, our willingness to accept this presence, this love, this joy, this power. Just let it be. And let's return that focus totally towards your heart. and surrender to this moment. So, as gentle, gentle, bring our minds and our hearts just kind of feel our hands and our feet and know that we are the presence of life. And we give way to that presence with all its beauty and all its glory. We allow this infinite intelligence to be in the words, the thoughts, and the understanding that we are manifested in this moment. We know and understand that the Spirit is always given to us by giving through us. And when we give way to the idea and to understand that where our focus is on the wholeness and the completion and the power and the presence of the divine as it manifests in each one of us, each person, each individual, not in all over the city, all over the state, all over this country, is a divine presence that knows it all, is able to do all. And we surrender to it. We surrender to the idea that this is a spirit of health and wholeness. This is a spirit that is in harmony with every aspect of its environment. It is in the understanding and awareness that all that there is the love of the universe in expression. And as we claim it and focus on it and understand it and embrace it, we have the full manifestation of this truth. And we feel it in every cell of our bodies, every aspect. We let go. And we feel the peace and the harmony of knowing that we are, as willing participants in this process of unfolding and developing, growing and expanding in awareness, that which we are seeing and bringing forth from this moment forward is that unity as we grasp each other's being in such a way that we are able to allow it to be fully what it is, as we are fully who and what we are, and as we know and understand that this is spirit in expression, we are able to see and understand that the body is reflection of the awareness, and the awareness that we are focusing towards is one in which each individualized expression of life is whole and complete, and moving towards expression, greater expression of being alive, of focus into an awareness and an understanding that each cell has an intelligence in it and is able to do what it needs to do. And we let it go and let it be and let it do that. And we are willing to participate and be physically active, flexible, and embracing being joyful and peaceful. As I know these truths, as I know it for myself and all those that are participating, I am knowing it in such a way that frees up the mind, that frees the being to step into this awareness with each thought, with each activity, with our bodily expression. And it's this love that this heart is filled with, this love that is going out and penetrating everything in such a um, powerful way that each thing that has been touched with this love relax into the wholeness of its being. Spirit is creating, loving, joyful, and beautiful. The activity of it is activated in this moment in everyone. It's in everyone. It's in everyone. Absolutely everyone is feeling this activity of the Spirit's presence. And it's really vibrant and strong and powerful and able to give us that understanding, that awareness, that clarity that says, I am grateful to be alive and be who and what I am. I am grateful to start life anew from this moment forward. I am grateful for the idea and the ability and the understanding that life is being created for my joy, my beauty, and my love, and that I am one with life itself. And I see the reflection of this truth in all the beings around me. I am able to say, yes, I am grateful to be in the presence of the divine. I greet them. I greet each one. I greet each being for all it has to offer to me, because I know that the Spirit that is coming forth through me is coming forth through each and every person. And I love the life that it is creating. So it's with ease, it is with grace, and it is with appreciation that we let our hearts embrace life fully in this moment and rejoice for all the wonder that it is bringing in us, through us, and as us, and say, yes, it is, and thank you. We accept it. We embrace it. We open our hearts and our minds, and we're willing to let it to flow through us, in us, and as us. And this is our experience. This is our understanding. Ah. Together, united, we say, and so it is. Thank you for allowing me to experience this with you. And next week we will be here again. And I'm grateful for every opportunity to experience Spirit's presence with each one of you. And also, I'd like to invite you, everyone, in 8 hours, we're going to have a morning meditation. So you would join us as we join the millions of people around the world for a peace meditation. I'm not even sure, but this has been going on for, listen, I've been participating for about 30 years, so it's been going on a long time. So I think it might be more than that, but I know it's getting to its 30th year, and many good things have happened through this, and more people millions of people. And last count, it was something like 60 million people participated. It's at 4 a.m. and it's actually 12 midnight Greenwich Village time, and that is in California. That is 4 a.m. On the East Coast, it would be 7 a.m. I think that's 3 hours, yeah. So we would appreciate if you would join us. If you, no matter where you are, join us, whether it's 7 a.m. or 4 a.m. The more of us that focus on the peace and harmony of being, the greater life that all humankind have, and sentient beings, whatever it is. And I also feel like Mother Earth will thank you too. I think each and every one of us, the more we focus in the direction of the harmony of our being, we embrace Mother Earth with us and all her creatures of life. So, and also an announcement on Sunday, we would have our Sunday service at 10:30, and tomorrow night there is a drumming online with Reverend Jessica and Melissa Marino. They are doing drumming to bring in the new year. So we invite you to join some of the events. But please join us for our meditation. We really feel like this is a great time for all of us to unite. In unity, there is tremendous power, tremendous power. And for that, I thank you. And I would like to say good night and know that the Spirit of Life has given us this opportunity. And we move forward from it, knowing that the love of the universe is flowing from us, through us, and as us. And that love is so great and so powerful, it continuously flows and blesses every soul within the sound of my voice and all those in our experience. So let's just love them up, knowing that this is the healing energy of the universe. And that is truth. And good night. And thank you.